Now in the last migration, we removed the genre table. But let's say we want to bring that back. In order to do that, we will have to revert back the last migration that was applied. So let me copy the name here, remove genre table, and we will revert back, update database. Actually, we have to revert back before the table was removed. So we need to revert to the no change migration. Let me paste that and run that. Perfect. It is reverted. If we go back, our genres table should be back here, and that is great. Now if you go to application DB context, we have commented the genre out. We can uncomment that, and then if we add a migration, what do you think will EF code do? EF code will know that in the current migrations that we have, it is actually removing the table in this migration. So it will now think that, hey, that table was removed and now it's back up. So that means I have to add that table back to the database. So let me add a new migration. I will call that re-add genre table. In this migration, EF code will think the genre table is back again, and it will try to create that table once again. Now basically what we did here is we thought that we do not need the genre table, so we removed that. But then instantly in the next migration, we realized, whoops, what we did was not valid. Let me re-add that migration. We are doing kind of an undo operation on what was done in remove genre table. And since we executed the re-add genre table, it makes sense or kind of makes sense that we can delete both the migration, because we made some change in the remove genre table and then we did the undo operation in re-add genre table. So why to keep that duplicate since we rolled back or did the undo operation? Doing that is a little tricky. Now if you are new with Entity Framework Core, I would leave that migration in there because there is no harm to keep 2 extra migration which has the undo step. But if you really want to get rid of that, we can do that as well. If we look at all the migrations, we know that we already added the genre table right here. And then we have renamed the column. So right here we are removing the table and we are adding the table. So it is canceling itself. Because I exactly know what is being done here, it is just reverting that back here. I can select these two and delete the migration from the migration folder. Now again, I will not recommend this approach if you do not know or if you are not sure about what is going on. Or if you have any doubt, always keep the migration and keep on adding new migration. If I kept those 2 migration, everything would still be okay. But I knew exactly that in one of them I was removing and then I was adding it back. They were canceling each other. That is why I was confident to remove them. If we go to Package Manager console and if I add a new migration, what do you think will happen? I will call that as test 1. Nothing will happen because there are no changes that needs to be applied to the database and the migration will be empty. Since it is empty migration, I can run the command remove migration test 1. Whoops, it will be only remove migration, and that will delete that migration and revert back. Let me see. Perfect. That looks good. So with that, now we have the genre table back again in our tables. Let me continue from the next video.